there is a report that the Marlins from Craig Mish that says that the Marlins are awaiting official lab results this morning, but there's a real concern that many more players have tested positive for COVID-19. If you guys aren't familiar with what happened this weekend, the Marlins have 4 players who have tested positive. Those players are believed to be Jose Urena, Garrett Cooper, Harold Ramirez, and Jorge Alfaro, who didn't play in the series. They had to start Robert Duggar on just hours' notice yesterday, and they ended up winning the series. So shout out to the Marlins. But now there's a fear that more players have tested positive. They were supposed to originally fly out after the game yesterday because they had a home game tonight. They did not. They waited for test results. And now there is a tweet from Sports Aviation, which is kind of a creepy account. I'm not going to lie. Is that the one that nailed Stephen Ross back in the day, going after Harbaugh, Sports Aviation?
Is that also the one that was tracking like Dwayne Wade's flight to Cleveland or whatever?
I don't know, but they said developing situation: Philadelphia Miami Marlins charter flight home has been canceled after it was rescheduled from yesterday due to COVID testing. They're supposed to play the Orioles tonight in the home opener. So I don't know what this means, guys. Like this looks like the Marlins are stuck in Philly for right now. I don't know if that means there's not going to be a game tonight. I would tend to believe that's going to be the case over the Marlins are bussing in all of the Jupiter Hammerheads or all the Jupiter Marlins right now to go play this game. But we'll see. I don't know. This is a very weird scenario. We're only a weekend into the series, into the season, and I don't know. This is obviously not ideal, Leroy.
No, it is not. It is not. I wonder if this is what the protocol is, or if they have just, come to this based on them not knowing, this many numbers. They were going to have this many guys. I mean, you have to assume they only thought, we're going to have a guy every now and then.
Yeah, like one random situation. But look, if you have a situation where you had, went from one guy to 4 guys and 3 other guys didn't know that they were playing, and the guys were just getting dressed next to each other, and they've been in a clubhouse or they've been in a plane together, all that type of stuff. It's not crazy to think that something is going to switch. And I don't know if you're the Orioles, how much do you want to play? Because what if other guys it doesn't even pop up yet? What if they have false? What if they have negative tests that come up, but it hasn't shown up in them yet?
That's kind of the conversation I had from the beginning. Is that when this pandemic first started, if you had contact with somebody, then you had to be quarantined. And we were doing the guy next to the guy next to the guy who had coronavirus. You were also quarantined. So I always wondered, when you have one of these professional sports where guys are together all the time, how are you going to handle if one person gets it? Because I know you have ample testing. So that's going to be one of the things that, kind of changes this a little bit. That because you have, a lot of testing, that you're going to be able to identify who has and who doesn't a lot sooner than if, how we were doing it when the COVID first started.
I just want to point out that I'm counting this as a division title for the Marlins if the season does end today at 2-1. And even if they're putting the Braves on top of them right now because of run differential, that's garbage. We saw in a scrimmage that the Marlins kicked the crap out of the Braves. And I don't count that 8th inning because that was a fugazi inning with players who aren't in the major leagues right now. So just so we're clear, the Marlins won the divisions over the Braves. Just so in case the season ends today, Leroy, division title.
You're already willing to go that route?
I'm just saying, if it does go that route, I'm going that route. I'm just saying, if it does go down that route.
Sounds crazy.
Let's get to headlines, Robbie.
Let's not jump to, again, how about we just wait for just a second, right? A second.
I'll give you a second. You can gather yourself because this is not good.
This is WAXYAM South Miami and WSFS-FM HD2 Miramar, a radio.com sports station.
On the plus side, we get to see Todd Hollandsworth make his major league return tonight. He's going to be laughing while he trots around the bases after hitting a home run off the Orioles. Ho, 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 ho. Took me
Wow.
deep.
If Leroy doesn't shut up about this damn kingdom. Yo, man, I've been pretty much giving you an update on all the... Oh, he's just watching it? Am I spoiling it?
You're spoiling it.
Sorry. All right. I forgot. See, you have to understand that most of the series that I had watched when I started this journey down binge road, everybody had already seen. By the way, guess what? I was watching TV last night, took a break from Kingdom, and came across Solo. And I'm watching Solo, and I'm going, man, that girl looks familiar. Can't picture who the hell that is. I hit the info. Ah, Khaleesi!
Oh,
Yes!
how about that?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you know that?
No, well, I know now. I had never seen Solo.
Mish has a follow-up tweet just to give you guys an update on this. Based on the potential numbers that I'm hearing, it could be difficult for the club to play tonight. We would be looking at a majority of their camp in Jupiter having to drive south to Miami to take the field. Ongoing discussions about this. Nothing confirmed yet. This is going to be nuts, dude. We're going to have all the top prospects playing.
But this
nobody
is
could
why
travel.
you did it.
Not hey. I don't think they thought it was going to be like this.
But again, you make the assumption that you didn't think it was going to happen.
I don't know how many
But
teams.
this is why you did it.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
I guess to win any championship this year in any sport, you're going to have to be extremely lucky. Well,
Yeah.
we agree on that.
Agreed.
Okay.
Maybe less so if you're in the NBA bubble. It doesn't, now it just seems like it comes down to, injury health, because it does seem like they've done a great job of keeping it clean in the bubble.
Except for Lou Williams.
Shout out to Snitchy Mouse.
Yep. Thank you. I'm on my game. I'm on my game. By the way,
Yep.
I didn't want to say this until we got Lou back in the bubble. Those chicken wings are delicious.
How much would you charge for those chicken wings at Disney World?
Oh no, we don't sell those little chicken wings there. We got the turkey leg. We getting $20 for a turkey leg. Let me say that to you again. $20 for a turkey leg.
Jeez. Oh.
Are you depressed, Tobe?
I'm depressed. I tell you one thing. You better get Tua's ass in a bubble right now. Put Tua
Can't do it in football.
in a bubble. No. Now, okay, he just reported to camp. All right? There's video today. The rookies are reporting today. Let me tell you something right now, Miami Dolphins. You would take it. You put them all in that Nick Saban bubble right now, okay? You protect my Tua. So I don't want any COVID getting to his hip, and we do this right. Bubble NFL season, Leroy. Find a place to do it. Thinks there are going to be fans at these NFL games. Ridiculous. What else you got, Robbie?
Well, yeah, I was just watching the TV, and I see Jeff Passan on the TV. It looks like he's getting texts nonstop during this. Like he's on.
Oh,
Get
he's doing the Schefter
He-
move.
he's doing the Schefter move, total Schefter move. But I don't think he knows more than Craig Mish right now, because Craig Mish seems like he could be the guy on top of this. So
Yeah,
far.
he's plugged in for sure. This is
Oh no!
what?
Leroy, see what happens when you rain on the Marlins parade? You jinxed us.
Can't disagree with that.
Hey, remember Major League Baseball wanted to do a bubble and everybody laughed at him.
Starting in left field, Brendan Tobin.
No, there's no chance.
Oh, no. This is clearly conspiracy going out there. We were poisoned by the Atlanta Braves. They saw us coming for the division, and they clearly spiked our luggage. We were completely fine. We got Miguel Rojas to make everybody follow the protocols. They called us bottom feeders this weekend. We took 2 out of 3, and they said, we can't deal with these guys being division champions. Elizabeth. No further
Don't cry.
questions, Mean Gene. No further questions.
Don't cry, Macho.
I said no further questions.
I'm not asking a question. I'm just trying to save you from sobbing like a baby on the radio.
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
It's funny. Well, it's not funny. But we plan and have contingencies for a situation like this. And then when it happens, everybody seems shocked and surprised and don't know what to do.
I think they were hoping, like, hey, can we get a week? Can we get a week into the season?
But hoping and planning are two different things. You plan for the worst case scenario.
You know what you sound like right now? You sound like the guy who's always next to Chris Paul, his agent, in the Allstate commercials, to be like, "Don't worry, Chris. We know that your house is on fire because of James Harden, but that's why you got us." And if I'm Chris Paul, I'm just like, "Yeah, but I'm still my house is still on fire." Great, thanks. I just want to enjoy some. Hey, Leroy, could I enjoy a great Marlins weekend for 24 hours?
Yeah, I know.
Garbage, man. Garbage. What else you got, Robbie?
Yeah, because I don't imagine, like, I can't imagine, like, if they're not going to be able to travel, they're going to, like, Madden League's not going to be able to travel. And so, like, that means they have to not only have the Jupiter players, but you have to get Jupiter managers, too, to manage the game. If they can even play.
I'll manage it. I got it. I just got Rona tested last week. I'm good.
Oh, you finally got your results back?
No, I mean, no news is good news.
Yeah,
that's
right,
what
yeah.
I figure.
How about this? My wife got a test
Yep.
2 weeks ago. She hasn't gotten her results. The test ain't good anymore.
That's crazy. We got this. Hey, we got this down. We good. We good, Playboy.
So how about the Jets trading Jamal Adams to the Seahawks?
Yeah, let's laugh at them. Make me feel a little bit better. You suck, Adam Gase. A bum.
2 first-round picks in the third.
2 first-round picks he's never going to get to use. Fantastic. I love it. Good. I mean, hey, you think it's good? You think it's good protocol if you're a franchise to hire a coach who always gets into fights with his best players? Crazy.
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you like this: if I gave you that haul for any player on the team other than Tua, you take it, regardless of who it is, right?
They did it with Tunsil.
Right? So, is it that big of a deal?
Yes, it is a big deal.
Why?
Because this is all about ego. And
No. I'm separating the act from the coach.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because the Dolphins made a move. They were hitting the reset button. You know, it was an organizational decision. It wasn't a case of Laramie Tunsil being disgruntled. With Jamal Adams, like, they don't, you know, I thought the Jets were supposed to be doing some good things. I thought that they were going to develop and try and contend for the division, and this is not a win now move. I mean, they finally, hit on a guy. The guy was tweeting out through thick and thin, all that type of stuff, and then apparently not. Rats off a ship.
I would say that
Rats off a ship. Game 6.
I would be with you, but as far as the trade, if you take all the side stuff out of it.
We have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
All right, Jeff Passan, he has reported 8 more players and 2 coaches with the Miami Marlins have tested positive for COVID-19 as an outbreak has spread throughout their clubhouse and brought the total cases in recent days to at least 14.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Hey, well,
I probably should have let you enjoy that, huh?
Ken Rosenthal says tonight's game has been canceled. Team is still in Philadelphia.
There's a shocker. We know. We know.
Well, man, this weekend was good too, Leroy. Miggy Rome was hitting for the cycle. Winning with Rona. What happens to the Phillies now? If you had 8 players, so presumably some of them played yesterday, right? What happens? Do they have to be quarantined now?
I mean, yeah,
No, they got to be tested. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to quarantine anybody who come in contact. You just test them.
Yeah, they're supposed to play at home today against the Yankees, and the Yankees are going to be in that same visiting clubhouse the Marlins are just in.
Well, I'm sure they cleaned that thing out.
Oh, boy. Man, this was so fun this weekend. You damn pandemic. I mean, I guess we shouldn't say we're surprised, right? What are we doing here?
No, you're not surprised. That was my whole point.
Well, why did it have to be the Marlins, Leroy?
That question I cannot answer because, yeah.
People out here hitting the willy-nilly silly sauce.
People?
Yep.
What do you mean, you people?
Crazy.
You mean you, right? There we go.
Team continues to undergo testing, according to Jeff Passan. Swell. Hey, awesome. Just great. Just peachy. Let's take a break, Robbie. 15 minutes of heat is next. 15 minutes of heat here for your ass right here on 790 The Ticket. We obviously have had a crazy roller coaster morning as the Miami Marlins, their game tonight against the Baltimore Orioles was supposed to be their home opener. That has been canceled. Multiple reports have the Marlins having 8 more players test positive for COVID-19 and 2 coaches. So their entire traveling party is up to 14, Leroy. So trying to figure things out. Baseball did not play in a bubble. The NBA is playing in a bubble. Would this have been better situated? It's also, I mean, just the fact that it's Miami. Look, I don't know who the texter was who was saying the Marlins are playing in Wuhan, but the numbers are crazy, obviously, down here. And now it's the team that's in the hot zone, even though they weren't in the hot zone. But maybe they caught it in the hot zone. Who knows if they caught it in the hot zone? Maybe they caught it in Atlanta. Who knows? But either way, they're the hot zone's team, and COVID has run rampant on them 3 days into the season. Bananas.
It is.
We are supposed to talk to Derek Jones Jr. coming up at about 9:35 today, so we'll talk to Airplane Mode and get his thoughts. He had COVID. I mean, he was one of the ones, the early getters before they entered the bubble.
I'm curious as to how severe his symptoms got because he's an athlete that his immune system has to be on high, right? Because he's very active. So I'm curious.
Yeah, and we also got back this week. We got Kendrick Nunn and Bam Adebayo. Now, Bam said, and this was a quote from him this past week. He said that he is in shape because, quote, I'm a freak of nature, but that he wanted a little bit more time to ramp up and get going in the midst of playing games.
Hey, that freak of nature, COVID did not care.
COVID did not care.
Yep.
Still happened. But Kendrick Nunn did play. Kendrick Nunn went right out there, and he got himself a little bit of run. The Heat didn't play with Jimmy Butler, and they didn't play with Bam Adebayo in the midst of everything. They lost by 2. The big studs of the game were Kelly Olynyk, who's just been who apparently, according to Spo, he had the best camp out of anybody. He's been absolutely balling out, and then Tyler Hero looked good too. But Tyler Hero a much better game than he had against the first game, where it looked like he had had IG ass model withdrawal. I don't know what the hell was going on with Tyler Hero in that first game.
It was the first preseason game, dude.
Here's the thing, though. Look, I love Baby Goat as much as the next guy. You know me.
So everybody, you're gonna put everything is gonna be on that if he has a good or bad game.
It's just if
keeping in mind, if he's one of the leaders in the league in shooting, he's still missing 6 out of 10 times.
Even if that is the case, okay. First of all, he missed a lot more than 6 out of 10. Second of all,
what would he end up?
I don't remember. I think it was 0 for 0. No, I'm just kidding. He had some clutch baskets at the end, but he came out and he was like the third little pig. He was building a house out of bricks out there. So all I'm saying is, when you have the PDA relationship, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, people are immediately going to go to that, Leroy. Comes with the territory.
I know that's what you're going to go to, but what is a bad game? The first game back.
Scrimmage.
Yeah. What's considered a bad? Like, okay, maybe he was 5 for 17, right?
Look, maybe it was just him knocking the rust off.
Okay, that's what I just...
And it looked, you know what he looked like on Saturday? Looked shiny. Had it going. Much better.
So in the course of 48 hours...
Yep.
Right?
Knocked the rust off.
Now it's not the ass model.
Well, we don't know. Maybe it was in his mind the first time he had to get used to it.
That's my point. Is that after the first game you said it was...
Yeah.
After the second game, you said it wasn't, and you just made the point I wanted to make. The fact of the matter is, you don't know.
I don't know, but I'm saying people are going to go that way when you have a bad game. But, hey, to your point, maybe he just needed to dip in the anti-rust and knock the rust off.
All right.
I don't know, Leroy. I'm not a scientist. I'm just saying that's where people are going to go.
Sure. All right. Well, it's our job. Well, my job to steer people away from that. Okay? To let them know that, hey, if Tyler don't shoot 60%, it doesn't mean that that's because he's in love. Because a good NBA player is 40 to 50%. Correct?
Yeah, but here's what he Twitter bro is going to say. You know what I want you to be in love with? Your jump shot.
Well, if he's shooting over 40%, he is.
Ira Winderman makes the point that the NBA bubble, that MLB's one MLB team, 14 more positive tests than the entire NBA bubble.
Right. Exactly. Again, Major League Baseball was the first to discuss this.
Well, hold on. They weren't talking about playing in a bubble. They were talking about playing locally in state.
Right. Which is...
Yeah, they were still going to have to bust
Wait. Tobin, if everybody played in their city or the nearest city of their spring training, isn't, in effect, that's what that is? When you have a number of teams training there?
Nah, you got to have a super bubble. You know, you can't just be out there with some soapy walls, Leroy. You either need to complete the bubble or you have no bubble.
I would venture to say that one of the reasons why it's easier for the NBA is because they have less players. Simple as that.
This could be a problem, man.
And the you think baseball's tough? Wait till you get to football.
Wait till you get to football. What if one Marlins team is hit with half of their players having it? They can't play an entire series, and then you're going to try and play a football season with no bubble, and then let's just not even make it paid employees. You're going to try and say, oh, hey, college football, you go play football.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening. But, again, I am shocked that through all these discussions that all of the NCAA has had, there has not been one single rule that you would come up with to show that you give a damn about the players.
Oh, well, the SEC has come out and said that if a player opts out, they'll still honor the scholarship.
That's it. Okay. But how? What's better, Robbie? Honoring the scholarship, because they do that all the time when guys get hurt and can no longer play. Okay? Or saying, hey, if you opt out, we'll give you another year of eligibility if you don't feel safe to play in these conditions. You know why they won't do that? Because too many guys would opt out. And then you wouldn't be able to get that money from the television contract. So while you're trying to show that you care, behind the scenes, every head coach in the NCAA is telling their players, or saying to their players, hey, we're all in this together. Let's go. So, yeah. All right. I got you.
You want a little update from Craig Mish on Twitter?
Sure.
He writes in, and this is what he says on Twitter. You guys can go follow him at Craig Mish. He's been hopping on this story since the beginning of this morning. Waiting to hear if the 2020 MLB season has been canceled. Nothing definitive yet. In jeopardy seems to be the most texted term to me in the last 30 minutes.
I'm going to take a different approach here. Mm-hmm. And it's fair, and it's an opinion that involves 30 teams and not one. If only one team is this way.
Do they just have to forfeit?
Correct.
I mean, happened with the MLS.
Not forfeit. Bring your guys up. That's what they're there for. Okay, that is what they're there for, and them's the breaks. But if you have 29 other teams that are healthy, that's what you have to do. Now,
this is a pretty crazy situation.
Right. If this happened to 2 or 3 teams, okay, then there's your answer.
Yeah. Yep.
But one team.
But I think
here's what you do.
Here's what we have to wait on, though. We have to wait to
test
see.
from Philly.
Exactly.
Right. So you have to you test Philly. If Philly comes back clean, first of all, you don't let Philly play.
I wonder if where they were supposed to play today.
They're
I think
at
they play at home
against the Yankees.
They're at home. Oh.
So you don't let Philly play, or how quick do you get the test back?
I mean, they tested yesterday because the idea was they were supposed to get the test back this morning.
Okay, so if nobody on Philly has it, then what that shows you is that you can isolate this. You understand what I'm saying? You give that locker a scrub down, and then you keep going. Like you look, I get what everybody's trying to do, but you have to be real about it. You have to understand the circumstances that you're in. Some people are going to get it. It's unlucky if a team should happen to get it like the Marlins did this quick. But you had a contingency plan if this happened. You can't all of a sudden panic because it happens. Now, if the Marlins then can't field the team because they can't go through the pool of the 60 guys,
right?
Or they go through them and those guys are getting it too, now you have this discussion you're trying to have now. But if Philly comes back clean,
but things do. If you have a situation where 14 guys got it, then it does have to be said that there has to be whatever guidelines that they did think went through and they thought were good. They have to come up with something else that will make it even better. Like you can't just go into this with the same plan of attack that you had the last time because it already is shown to take out one of your teams.
No, well, but here. It's taking out one of your teams, but if that's the only team that it's happened to, you see what I mean?
Yeah, I get you, but what I'm saying is, even if that is the case, whatever protocols you had in place, it still showed that it could still make a massive spread, even when you had one test come back positive. So they need to do whatever plan they had in place did not work, and so they have to find something that's even more cautious than what they were doing. Because if you're not going to do a bubble, you need to find something that is going to make it as bubbly as possible. I don't know.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem, and I'm gonna say this, and this also has to people have to understand this. If they have a protocol, and players are abiding by that protocol, and something like this happens, then that's a whole different discussion.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to do or going somewhere and not being safe, and then you give it to other people. But everybody else is doing it the right way or doing the things they need to be done. That's not on the league. That's not on the protocol of the league.
We'll take a quick break. We are scheduled to talk to Airplane Mode Derek Jones Jr. He is scheduled to join us next.